If you're a fan of football, you should know that tonight there's actually the first two games for preseason is kicking off. Yeah, it's freaking preseason, but still, preseason's bad. Either way, I'm watching them because I love football. I need to see Mac Jones, and I need to see Taylor Heinicke play. So those guys are starting for the Patriots. That's at 7:30 on NFL Network, and then Steelers and Eagles. I don't give anything about that game because it's gonna be not Nate Sudfeld, Nick Mullins versus probably darn Mason Rudolph. Anyway, without that out of the way, I'm doing a collab with Doctor Films tonight, and we're gonna or Docs, whatever. Either way, we're doing a video on storylines and stuff like that. It's gonna be a really good video. I hope you like it because it's gonna be coming out maybe tomorrow. I don't. It depends on when I upload it. Recording tonight, and I will be coming out with a video about my thoughts on the game because we are watching the Washington and the Patriots game. I really want to watch this because it's on NFL Network. Only preseason games I watch. Either way, like and subscribe. Enjoy this Bills roster rating video because holy crap, their roster is interesting. So as you guys should know, these are all there's QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, O-line, D-line, linebacker, cornerback, safety, special teams, offense, defense, depth, and overall. All these are very important. Like special teams and isn't going to be probably the heaviest. Depth, of course, I love depth. But either way, yeah, that's just those, of course, the annual A, B, C, D, F, E's, nothing. Yeah, so just wanted to clarify that. Either way, like and subscribe, let's just get right into this. This is going to be a really exciting and fun roster grading. It's going to be a joy to do. Okay, now we're at quarterback, and it's pretty simple what I'm giving him. I'm giving him an A. Josh Allen is a top 5 quarterback. Fringe top 5. He's 6 or 5, one of those two. You have Mitchell Trubisky behind him. He'd be the second or worst starting quarterback in the NFL. If he has to start, like last year, he wasn't bad. I can literally tell you his stats, or I'll just show you his stats actually. Let's just look at he'll be starting in the preseason, so if you want to watch him, he's probably the best backup in the NFL. I don't care what people say. He's top 2 backup. Like 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 2,055 yards. Yeah, he had a really low completion percentage. He's not an active quarterback, not an athletic quarterback either. But here's the thing. Josh Allen's a starter. He has no pressure on him. He's just got to go out there in preseason and do his thing. Jake Fromm behind him. Jake Fromm's fine. He's okay. Probably the smartest quarterback. I don't care what people say. He's the smartest quarterback. One of the smartest players on their team. He's a very smart dude. Just not very athletic. Davis Webb is an absolute scrambling machine. So we have all 4 different quarterbacks. We got a field general, a big gun, an improviser / scrambler, and then we have an absolute bona fide scrambler. But Mitch Trubisky, one of the best, or the second best backup in the league. Josh Allen, the best quarterback, top 5 quarterback. He's awesome, huge contract. Just want to see him take another step and win that MVP. Jake Fromm, very, very, very good backup, smartest player on the team. Davis Webb, solid, yeah, good special teamer. Either way, I love the quarterback room. It's one of the best in the NFL. Yeah, so very obviously they're getting an A. It's pretty simple. Like there's not many other quarterback rooms other than maybe the Bucks, and there's some other teams too. But man, they have a really good quarterback room. Okay, now we're at running back, and I have to admit it's pretty shaky. Devin Singletary, he didn't get used at all last year, as though he suffered a lot. He did not play very well because of it. The Bills needed to use him. They didn't use him. And as a result, he didn't have a great game. Their problem is all these guys are really small. Like Taiwan Jones, he is just fast. Not as fast as Matt Breida, but he's just fast and he's solid returner. He's actually the biggest out of all these guys. He's not very good though. He's a special teamer. Matt Breida's a speed demon, but he's nothing else. He'll get you some big plays every once in a while. Zach Moss is solid, and Devin Singletary is a receiving back, but man, they don't have any big guys. It really hurts them. None of these guys are bad, but none of them are particularly good. Devin Singletary, he just doesn't get any carries. If Devin Singletary got 300 carries, I guarantee he'd rush for over 1,400 yards. He's a really good runner. He's productive with the ball. So as much as Devin Singletary Ran for 5.1 as a rookie. They don't use him, and he isn't very great, I have to admit that. He's explosive when he gets the ball, and he actually doesn't get crushed. But not a very good running back room. That's their one weakness on their offense. They can't run the ball well, and it's going to hurt them. Now we go on to a wide receiver, and it's a really good room, honestly. Stephon Diggs, he's a top 5 receiver, 6'5", one of those two. I'm not a fan of Stephon Diggs, but I have to admit, last year I thought Cooper Kupp was better than. That's not the case. He's one of the best receivers in the NFL. Emmanuel Sanders is a very solid player. He's been in his whole career. He was a number 1. He's a really good number 2 now. Cole Beasley, one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. He doesn't get many touchdowns, not a ton of yards, but he's a really good receiver. And he's productive. Gabriel Davis is their big play guy, other than Stephon Diggs. Makes a lot of big plays. He's a really good returner. He's a good player. Isaiah McKenzie, I like him because if he goes on the field and he has to catch the ball, he can catch it. Marquez Stevenson, honestly, he's not very good. He's whatever. Isaiah Hodgins, here's the thing about him. He is very bad at route running. He gets knocked off his routes and he doesn't know what to do, and it's sad. Duke Williams, he's always been a special team. Jake Kumerow, he was with Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers, like, they were best friends. He's not very good, though. And then Tanner Gentry, I've heard of him, and Brandon Powell, they're both terrible. And then I've never heard of Lance. But either way, it's a really good receiving core. It's not the best, but it's pretty darn good. The first 5 guys I really like. These 2 guys are more returners, but I like the receiving room a lot. So obviously I'm not going to give them a D. I'm going to give them a B. Here's why. They have a very good receiver. Cole Beasley, Emmanuel Sanders, both very good. I have one concern though. They will not be able to run the ball, and they don't have if they had another really good receiver. Here's the thing. They have big play guys. They don't have a guy that can go up in the receiving room that can go up and catch everything. Yeah. Maybe you could say Gabriel Davis, but he only did that a couple times, and he dropped some of those balls that he probably should have caught. But they already have a guy there. That's one of the reasons his offense was so good. And that was, of course, Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox I like Dawson Knox. He's terrible. He's just not. Well, why did you say he's terrible? What I meant to say is he's so raw and just undeveloped, and he's not very technical at all. A lot of people he thinks he's awful. Here's the thing. The dude's a beast. Like, he can go up and catch anything. He drops a lot of balls, though, and he also, of course, is a terrible blocker. But, man, he's just, I like him, but he needs to get better at just the routine stuff. Jacob Hollister, he's solid. He's the only receiver. They have no blockers. Like Tommy Sweeney, the only reason they got him is because he's the only decent blocker. Nate Becker is a absolute special teamer. But these 2 guys, they're just receivers, and then Tommy Sweeney is the blocker. They don't have a really good blocker in here. When you don't have a great tight end, it kind of hurts you, but it's not a bad room, definitely not, but it's just not a very good one. Okay, now it's D-line time, and I have to just say right off the bat, this defensive line is stacked. Is this supposed to be, where is he? Boogie Basham? Is he, Carlos Basham Jr.? Where is he? I guess Boogie Basham is, I just want to see, did he change his name, like, Adolfo Way? Or, yeah, I think Boogie Basham, whatever. Yeah. Boogie Basham, he is a very solid player. He is a lot more technically sound than Gregory Rousseau. Gregory Rousseau is boom or bust. Like, he's not very talented, but he had a really good year. AJ Epinesa is buried in the depth chart, and he's probably their best young pass rusher. I just want to say that. Gregory Rousseau, I don't really like him at all, but boom or bust prospect. He has a lot of hype. I don't know why, but he's not very good. He's basically a run stuffer, and he does his job. Daryl Johnson's bad. Mike Love is whatever. But this is a stacked D-line. Jerry Hughes, Mario Addison, Boogie Basham, Harrison Phillips, Star Lotulelei, Vernon Butler, and then, of course, Ed Oliver. These 8 guys can all start. And Oboda, if he has to go in, he's a good rotation. They have 7 players that can start. Jerry Hughes is probably their best. I mean, 9 guys I can start. Jerry Hughes is definitely their best guy. Then Ed Oliver is their most talented. He's not their best though. Gregory Rousseau, I don't like him at all. He is. I don't know what how to call him is. He has a hard time beating pass rushers. He's good in the run department. I have to do that. He's kind of like a Jadeveon Clowney to the point where he's not very athletic too. Then we go to the linebacking core. After I just go grade, basically it's very stacked. It's really good. Okay, so now we're at O-line, and it's definitely a B. Like, the thing about this offense is that they have 2 guys that are absolutely awesome to watch, and it's a very high-powered offense. Like, they move the ball really fast. Part of the reason their offensive line is so good is their coaching. We're not grading their coaching though, so that's the only bad thing. But this team is awesome. I just want to say that. Now I go to the D line, and it's a work in progress. Now we go to O line, and here's the thing: like Dion Dawkins out, Bobby Hart is terrible. Spencer Brown isn't that bad. So, like we look at all their positions, there's a good amount of depth. It's not very good, but it's not bad. Offensive line, there's actually some depth here. With Dion Dawkins out, you need Spencer Brown to go in there because Bobby Hart's an absolute dumb boy. He's bad. And then you have Ty Nsekhe, they probably should have kept. Tommy Doyle, he's fine. Caleb Benenko and this dude, both solid on special teams, they're fine. John Feliciano, Mitch Morse, Cody Ford, Daryl Williams, all these guys are solid. Daryl Williams is a very good offensive lineman. He had a really bad year in 2019. I don't know what happened. He just didn't play well. He played really well with the Bills, and I was really happy for him. Cody Ford, he's pretty solid. He's really young, but he moved into right guard and he played a lot better there. Mitch Morse, he's one of the best centers in the NFL. He's still really good. John Feliciano, he's been pretty darn good. He's held the fort. Forrest Lamp is one of the brightest offensive linemen on this team. It has a lot of depth. They can't have Bobby Hart start because Josh Allen's blind side is going to be a very big weakness. Ryan Blades, Jamil Douglas, and Buttiger, Buttiger, all these guys are really solid on the interior. None of them are, they're all really good backups. A couple of them could probably start. But they have really good depth on this offense. Bobby Hart cannot start, though. Tommy Doyle or Spencer Brown have to start. Because, man, those guys are good. And then Stephen Gonzalez, he's solid special teamer. Jackerson, Jordan Devy, whatever. They're not very good, but they're special teamers. Good depth on the line. I like it. It's definitely a above average line. This D-line was one of the reasons the defense was so good in 2019. And it's still very good. It's stacked. And it's one of the best in the league. Linebacking core, it's a work in progress. Matt Milano didn't have a great year. He got injured. He is still a pretty darn good player, though. He's very reliable at that linebacker spot. And then Andre Smith, Joe Gills Harris, whatever, they're at backups. Tyron Matakevich and Tyrell Adams, they're fine. Tremaine Edmonds, he struggled a lot last year. Hope he bounces back because his rookie year was awesome. His rookie year in 2019 were awesome. Then AJ Klein, he's been solid. I like AJ Klein. He gets burned time to time, but he does his job. But Tremaine Edmonds, he will bounce back this year. Tyron Matakevich, if they have to, he'll go in. But this linebacking core, it holds on the floor. It's what you expect. It's not above average. It's definitely not bad. Matt Milano's above average. Tremaine Edmonds, he needs to bounce back. AJ Klein's average. And yeah, for that reason, they're getting a C. Like those superstars, the superstar it helps a lot. Like I gotta think of a situation like the Rams D line. It's gonna be an A because Aaron Donald makes that D line a B on it by himself, and they have other good players too. You gotta remember that too. They don't have that on this linebacking core. They don't have a superstar. Patrick Queen is going to make this team a B. It's going to be a B, maybe even an A by the end of the season. Ravens going to have a good year, let me just put it that way. But that offensive passing, it concerns me. But either way, let's just keep going. Now we go to cornerbacks, and man, I want to give him an A because Tre'Davious White's a top 5 corner. Levi Wallace is awesome. Teron Johnson, of course, you saw that pick 6, but he's not that. He gets burned time to time, but he's still a really good corner. Syrian Neal, whatever. Dane Jackson, he's actually pretty fast. He's not bad, and he makes some big plays in training camp. Cam Lewis, want to see him in preseason. I just want to say that. And then these 2 guys, they're going to be on the. They might not be on the team, but they are I just forget why his last name's Wyatt. I just remember watching the live interview, and they literally his teammate, who was it? Mike Bell. Mike Bell said that Rashad Wildgoose, that's his last name, was literally a wild goose on the field, and it was pretty funny. But either way, yeah, he's whatever. These guys are just special teamers. They might have not been in the team. They're working to get on these teams. I want to see Cam lose in preseason though, and then the rest of the cornerbacks, they're solid. Serena Neal, he's whatever. Probably want Josh Norman there, but they're good players. It's actually a really good cornerback group, and I really like it. They have a lockdown corner, of course, in Tre'Davious White. That's why they're getting an A. But Levi Wallace, Teron Johnson, they do their job at the number 2. They don't get burned at all. They really don't. And otherwise, I really like it. And they do just need more depth there, and they'll be the best in the league. Let me just put it that way. I don't even have to talk about this. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, Josh Thomas, Jaquan Johnson. These 4 guys. It's the best safety duo in the league. Jordan Poyer, one of the best strong safeties. Micah Hyde, he's probably the best ball hawks corner free safety in the NFL. He was nuts in 2017. He's always nuts. He's a great player. Jordan Poyer's a great player. Best safety duos. They had Josh Thomas, Jaquan Johnson. They're not bad either. I have to admit that. They do their job. And for that reason, it's one of the best safety rooms in the league. Definitely top 2. Backups aren't that bad either. Like I said, this doesn't take much explaining. They're getting an A. Pretty simple. And now we go to special teams. And, yeah, of course, not that heavy, but it's still very important, as you see with the Chargers and the Rams. The LA special teams over the past couple of years have been very. Okay, so Matt Hawk, my bad, Bengal. Either way, yeah, Matt Hawk, he's a really good punter. He got hurt last year, and he got released, but, he's a really good punter. Good lefty. Tyler Bass, he just puts it through the upright. Yeah, he's a second year, but man, he's good. He puts it through everything. Isaiah McKenzie, he's an above average returner. I really like the special teams unit. It's not elite, but it's pretty darn good. Marcus Stevenson, whatever. Brandon Powell, like I said, he's a decent team. Taewon Jones, he's a solid returner. Reed Ferguson is long snapper. But I just want to say, man, this is I really like the special teams unit, and it's above average. I have to admit that. Call me biased on the kicking, but man, the kicking really convinces me a lot. If you don't have a good kicker, you don't have a good special teams unit. It's pretty simple as that. Well, unless you're the Bears. No, I'm just joking. It does help them though. And now we go to offense. It's an A. It's not that hard to give them an A. One of the best offenses in the NFL. It's either 2 or 3. I'm gonna give them the 2 spot. They have one of the best receivers, one of the best quarterbacks, a very solid offensive line, very solid receiving room, progressing tight end. It's a really good offense, very explosive. Yeah, like you think they're lacking some things, but man, it's a really good offense. They just chew up yardage with everyone. And then defensively, I'm not giving them the A. Here's why. Last year, they were getting an A. If their offense and that defense from 2019 came together, they would have went 16-0. Guaranteed. They would have went 16-0. Because if that defense plays like it will, they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying that because I think they will. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl because they're not going to win the Super Bowl. But, man, it's kind of like who am I thinking? The Bucs. If the Bucs 2019 defense from the last 8 games played with the Bucs offense last year, they're winning the Super Bowl this year. They won last year. They won the Super Bowl last year. That was what happened. Will the Bills do that? I don't know. Then you got to think of another team, the Rams. If that Rams offense from 2018, that defense from 2020 came together, they would have been perfect. Just saying that because it's kind of true. Very good sides of the ball come together. That's what happened. Their depth, like offensive line, defensive line, and their secondary, it's really a lot of depth. I'm not giving them the B, and here's why. No, I'm giving them the B. Like they have a lot of depth. Maybe not as much as like some other teams or like not many other teams. They have a lot of depth. It's really strong. It's really hard to have an A caliber depth. You need like starters at every position times 2, which is very hard to get. The Chargers actually accomplished that one year. But either way, without a doubt, they're a very good team. Can't give them the A, but I will give them the A. Here's the reason. They have an A caliber roster, and here's why. They have players on every position that are very good. Quarterback, not running back, wide receiver. They have a player at every position that can get the job done. Simple as that. And they have really good chemistry together. Everyone on the team is going to want to win, and they will win if they have an A caliber roster, and simple as that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And check out the video about, it's going to come out in a little while, but either way, like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the video, and please watch the preseason games, because they will be interesting. I have to admit that. They will be interesting watching Mac Jones play. That's going to be really fun to watch. Either way, like and subscribe, and hope you have a good day.